Hello, this is Hannah again, and I want to do another ENFJ video on the topic of the fear and the guilt of disappointing people and feeling emotionally responsible for them. So I've been thinking a lot about how in my life I tend to feel like the burden and responsibility for the people closest to me, more in an emotional way. So when I think about it, it makes sense because ENFJs are, they thrive on supporting people, and they're usually very empathetic and just naturally considerate of other people's feelings and aware of them. So for me, I tend to overthink it, and it's almost like I always want to like comfort people when they're not doing well. So the thought of me possibly being the one to cause them to be disappointed or hurt really really overwhelms me, and it drives me to stress about it. So I know for myself, sometimes I'll just avoid it and just kind of not address it, and I'll minimize why something isn't that important, or so like, for example, like if I need to set some boundary with someone, or someone's hurt me, or I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, or whatever the situation is, and I need to address it, and I know I need to, and it's the appropriate, healthy thing to do, I will kind of try to talk myself out of it for the sake of maintaining harmony. So I know for me, I just kind of was always used to doing that, and it was kind of just normal. I would just kind of like put my needs aside for the sake of the relationship. But I know as I've grown older how that's not healthy, and it's not good for my relationships, because things aren't getting addressed, and I end up resenting the other person for it, and a lot of the times they can't even tell, because I'm really good at hiding when I'm frustrated or disappointed, and I just kind of push through it, and so things just don't ever end up getting addressed. And so I think I either I avoid it and work through it, or I just slowly kind of fade out of relationships, like especially friendships. It's easy to do that for me, which isn't good, obviously. So I think, as the conflict for me is that is really unsettling, because I don't want those types of relationships anymore. The more I mature and I look at my relationships and I look at how I want them to be, there's this inner conflict, because as an ENFJ, I value authentic relationships, and now it's coming to a head for me where it's like, this isn't working anymore. Me not addressing things is creating some level of inauthenticity in my relationships, because I'm not revealing and expressing my needs in an appropriate way and a healthy way for me to really be known. And for me, I see authenticity as that, like being seen and known for who I am, accepted and loved in that way, So there's this like conflict, because you can't have both. You can't have me not expressing something that I need to express in a relationship just to avoid conflict. It just doesn't work like that. And so I know for me, in those moments when I decide that I need to say something or it comes to my attention some way or another, I always go through this, like, the same irrational thoughts go through my mind, like, well, if I tell them, they're gonna be so disappointed, I'm gonna really hurt them, they're gonna be devastated by it, that I feel mean or selfish or inconsiderate of their feelings, and just these fears. And I'm almost, it's funny because I think I make myself more important than I really am, and I minimize how strong people can be and how compassionate and forgiving people can be, or reasonable people can be, because I'm kind of downplaying their role in the relationship. And even if they can't handle it, even if they don't respond well, I needed to do what I needed to do, and it still needed to be said, whether I got a positive response or not, So for me, that's just kind of a common struggle of talking myself through it, and catching those irrational thoughts when I'm thinking it, or else I just won't say it, and in my head it makes sense. In my head, it won't have a good result, and I'll damage the relationship that I so carefully invested in. And so I'm curious if you guys can relate to that, just this fear of hurting someone, and even if you do, like, I'm so ridiculous. Sometimes, like, I do it, and I say something that needs to be said, and automatically, like, I kind of, like, start apologizing for it, or, like, want to comfort them because I feel like what I just said was hurtful or whatever. I can't ever, like, fully own it, and I can't say I haven't, but it's really hard for me to even walk away from the conversation not feeling some percentage of guilt for it. Like, oh man, I feel really bad that I caused them some hurt or some discomfort. So, it's just something that I'm working on, and I know that's not healthy for me, and it's not even healthy for my relationships. Because it's funny, like, if someone brings something to my attention, like, I want to hear it, and I'm willing to work on it and acknowledge certain things, and it doesn't create this drama that I think it's going to create if I bring it up to someone else. Like, for me, I receive it. So I don't know if it's because I kind of downplay other people's ability to do the same thing as me and be mature about it. I probably do that, and which is wrong, because I don't give other people enough credit, I guess. And like I said before, I think I consider my actions and my words so carefully, and I feel like it has so much weight, because in some sense it's like, it's true, people's words have like a strong impact on other people, and I've always been aware of that. It's just kind of made me a little bit hyper vigilant of what my words and what I do affects other people. And yeah, so I'm curious, like, share with me what you guys, like, if you guys relate to it, and what has helped you work through those things, and if it's something that you may have not even noticed that you do, and as you're watching this video, you're just, holy shit, I do that too. Let me know if it's just kind of this new realization or something. I don't know. But for me, when I noticed it, I was like, man, I really need to work on this. The moment I do, it's going to be great for my relationships, and it's going to be hard, but it's going to be so worth it. And I feel like it's something that I've been working on a lot more in the past couple years. And I've grown so much in that area, but it's still there for me. But since I have done it, I've been a healthier, happier person, because I've been more aware of my needs and being able to ask for them and have a voice in my relationships, and it's been super empowering. And yeah, I was just thinking about this a lot this past week, and so tell me what you guys think. All right, see you later.